local correspondent Andrew Sinclair.
Not everyone chooses to do it, but for those who do wear the Muslim veil, it's an important expression of identity, an outward sign of their faith. But should it be allowed here?
People should be allowed to do what they like, as long as it doesn't impinge on other people's things.
You shouldn't ban people from wearing it around if they so choose.
I do think sometimes that they should maybe uncover slightly, because I think some people can be quite intimidated by them.
Face Coverings Regulation Bill.
This afternoon, the MP for Kettering presented his bill in Parliament. It would ban anyone from covering their face in public. He insists he isn't being racist.
There's a traditional mistrust in this country of people covering their face. We don't like it. It's not part of the British way of life. We're never going to have a fully integrated society where we all rub along together if we can't see someone else's face.
Some people will see this as being very inflammatory.
Well, I think it's inflammatory, frankly, for people to cover their face in public.
Mr Hollobone is making a name for himself on immigration and race issues. Last week he called for foreign prisoners to serve their sentences in foreign jails. In February he said wearing a burqa was similar to having a paper bag over your head.
We do think that repeated raising of the issue does have consequences that Mr Hollobone may not be aware that he's actually producing, such as potentially the increase in Islamophobia, the increase in harassment, the increased vulnerability of local communities, because they feel that actually maybe the kind of warm, welcoming environment that they experience in Kettering isn't so warm and welcoming as they previously perceived.
This is becoming a contentious issue in Europe. Belgium has banned Muslim veils in public, and there have been angry protests in France, which may shortly follow suit. None of the parties here at Westminster support the idea of a ban on Muslim veils, and when Mr Hollobone's bill is debated later in the year, it's unlikely to get anywhere. But the Kettering MP believes there is a lot of public support for his stance, and he wants ministers to take notice. Andrew Sinclair, BBC Look East at Westminster.
Today's fine weather ensured a bumper attendance for the first day of the Royal Norfolk Show, and with temperatures running into the high 20s, the challenge for humans and animals alike was to stay cool.
And with the good weather and a record entry of livestock, they're expecting 100,000 people through the gates over the 2 days. This report from Kate Riley.
From tiny toys to the tallest tractors, they have it all here at the Royal Norfolk Show. And with stunning weather today, crowds are expected to turn out in their droves. And it's not just human visitors which turned out today. The number of livestock entries hit a new show record.
In the cattle section, we've had over 800. We've had about 820 cattle entries. The horse entries have been up, the pig entries have been up, the sheep entries have been up. I think it's about 3,500.
While the winning all counts, the day is also about having some fun. While some had a head for heights, one local lad had the perfect bird's eye view of the show.
You know, it's a pleasure to be back, really. It's an honour. I mean, it's been quite a few years since I've been back to the Norfolk Show. I come back to Norwich on the odd occasion, but to actually come back to the show, it was brilliant. I'm really enjoying my day. I knew the commentator, Graham, was going to give me quite a good reception, and he was going to sort of big it up a little bit. And I was kind of looking forward to that a little bit. Sort of 5 minutes of fame, innit?
On the far side of the showground, the fashion-conscious flocked to see a familiar face.
I just love coming to the show. I've been coming, I don't know, every year for about 20 years in various different guises, one with my children when they were little, working, and now having this wonderful makeover.
Over 40,000 visitors attended today, including 6,500 school children. With over 600 trade stands and a busy opening day, organisers here are hoping for more success tomorrow on day 2. Kate Riley, BBC Look East at the Royal Norfolk Show.
Well, as Kate said, it was a lovely day for it.
Absolutely super day, Susie. Fine and dry. Yes, the sun disappeared behind the cloud at times, but temperatures, well, they were still well into the 70s Fahrenheit. Now, overnight tonight, it's going to stay dry. We'll have areas of cloud coming and going, but some lengthy clear spells. And temperatures, well, if anything, they'll be a degree lower than last night, so perhaps a little bit more comfortable. We're looking at lows between about 11 and 13 degrees Celsius, with very light winds between the southwest and the southeast. Now tomorrow we've got this weather front. It starts off well away to the west with this rain associated with it. Now it will be moving towards us through the course of the day, so I think the further north and west you are tomorrow, the more likely you are to start off with some high cloud right from the word go, but elsewhere almost unbroken sunshine for much of the day.